Sarah loved reading. She enjoyed immersing herself in different worlds, meeting intriguing characters, and feeling the thrill of adventure. She was fond of fantasy, science fiction, historical novels, and romance. But what she loved most of all were horror stories. She relished the feeling of fear, excitement, and mystery. She adored tales that made her sleep with the light on. So, when she heard about a new book called The Eternal Darkness, she didn't hesitate to buy it. The book was by an unknown author, with no information on the cover or the last page. All that was there was the title and an image of a closed door with a warning label saying, "Do not open." The book looked intriguing and mysterious. Sarah was excited to read it. That night, Sarah returned to her small apartment, made a cup of tea, and lay down on her bed. She took the book from her bag and opened it. There was no title page, index, or introduction. The story began immediately. Sarah started reading, getting lost in the words. The story was about a man named David who worked as a private investigator. He was tracking a serial killer who murdered his victims in horrific ways, leaving behind mysterious messages written in blood. The killer called himself the Eternal Darkness, claiming to operate under the orders of a higher power. David was determined to stop him, uncover his identity, and understand his motives. Sarah was captivated by the story. She felt tension, curiosity, and awe. The writer described scenes with realistic and terrifying details, creating an atmosphere of horror and mystery. It made Sarah wonder what would happen next, who the killer was, and what the higher power he followed might be. She read quickly, flipping through the pages. But after a few hours, Sarah began to feel something else. Something she had never felt before. Something strange and unsettling. Something was wrong. She started to sense that the story was affecting her in an unnatural way. She felt she was not just a reader, but part of the story. She began to feel as if she were living what David was experiencing. Seeing what he saw, hearing what he heard. She felt she was connecting with the killer, receiving his messages, and confronting him. She sensed danger. Sarah tried to ignore this feeling, dismissing it as just the story's effect. She attempted to focus on reading and enjoy the tale, but the feeling did not fade. Instead, it grew stronger and clearer. Sarah began to feel fear and panic. She felt she was not in her apartment, but in another place. A dark, cold, terrifying place. A place called the Eternal Darkness.